What's up, guys? To start, thank you so much for all the support on my mini thrift haul video. I literally spent like less than an hour doing that, and I guess people like that. I'm really thankful. I just hope that my future content is interesting for you guys, but I have a high bar now. Happy 4th of July. Got the Olivia Rodrigo All-American Bitch tee on. Little bow here. OOTD. You know, everybody was saying Lana Del Rey 4th of July, Lana Del Rey 4th of July, and I'm like, Olivia Rodrigo 4th of July. Yes, it was just because I didn't really have the clothing options for Lana Del Rey 4th of July, but trust, if I get more subscribers, I can make some money from YouTube and actually afford to buy a red, white, and blue bikini. It's gonna happen. Next year. Trust. America! Let's go! Anyway, so not the point of the video today. I thought I would do a little story time today. I feel like I have a lot of really strange stories throughout my life. So I'm gonna start with this one, and then hopefully if you guys fuck with this, then you'll get to hear more crazy lore about me. Don't view me any differently. I know I'm literally so cool and pretty and smart, but I just hope that your opinion of me stays consistent and isn't affected at all by the story that I tell you today. Sorry, this is really hard for me. So this was a really rough time in my life. It started around my junior year of high school, I think. Basically, sorry, haven't had a lot of practice talking about this. SPA, Solitaire Players Anonymous, is just so, like, it's a little scary, and I don't really feel like I'm at the point where I can go and like talk with other people who have gone through what I've gone through. But I think just like getting this out on the internet, you know, sharing this with my lovely supporters just like might help me make a little bit of progress. But yeah, so this is the story of my solitaire addiction. It's not that serious. That was just a bit. I'm sorry. But anyway, I did have a solitaire addiction, so I'm gonna tell the story. It was like my junior year of high school, and I was like convinced from those online websites that you could actually make money from, you know, doing surveys and things, which I did end up finding a website that I could get money from, but like I was convinced that if I just, you know, did these surveys, whatever, like I would get enough points and then I could get paid for it, which so many of them just are not real, or you're like literally gonna get paid $1 a month. But anyway, there was this one, it was called Swag Bucks. I remember that specifically. What was different about Swag Bucks is not only did they have surveys where you could get points, you could also do like app tasks. And so I was like, oh, these app tasks reward you with more points, so I'm just gonna do those instead of doing all these surveys which take longer. And then also I can have a fun time playing a fun little game. And so one day, the challenge, it was a game called Solitaire Grand Harvest. And it was like you have to get to, I think it was level 200 or something in a week. For all intents and purposes, none of these screenshots are actually from my Solitaire Grand Harvest app on my phone. I technically haven't deleted it, but I fear that if I go onto it at any point, the addiction may restart. So I'm just pulling these from the internet, but I promise you, I had way more money than that. I was so much better than whatever fucking loser was playing. And then if you do that, then you would get the points to go to Swag Bucks, which I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know how that would transfer over, but I was like, I'm convinced, I'm gonna download it. So I download Solitaire Grand Harvest. I open it. Lord knows I didn't know what I was getting into. I start playing. I play it pretty regularly because I had to finish it in a week, so I was doing it, you know, every day for like at least an hour, and I was really good at it. I was really good at it, hate to say. And so I got to level 200, which I don't think it ever actually transferred over to the Swag Bucks thing, but at that point I was long gone. I hit level 200. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna keep playing. That was the start. That was the gateway. At first it was just like a regular, you know, if I was bored or whatever, I didn't have anything to do, I would just pull it up. Again, it's really easy. It's not even like real solitaire. It's just like these little card arrangements on the screen, and then you have the card deck at the bottom and you have to like assign them or whatever. And you had to do it, it was like you couldn't run out of the stack at the bottom. You had to get rid of all the cards on the screen before running out of the stack. So you couldn't do the thing in Solitaire where you like reshuffle the stack and start from the top again. But anyway, I digress. I don't think any of you actually care about the mechanics of Solitaire Grand Harvest. It started becoming kind of a routine because I just really enjoyed playing it. It would hit midnight, and every midnight you would get a little bit of money, a little bit of extra money, because there was like a farm bonus, I think. So it would be this like little, like the button at the bottom that would give you the money to play. It was instead, it would have like a little gold button, and then you would get an extra percentage of money. I didn't explain this, but Solitaire Grand Harvest, you have to pay to play. So every time you play a level, there's 4 levels of difficulty. I think at the beginning there was only 3, but there ended up being 4 levels of difficulty, and you had to pay in-game money to actually play one of those rounds. You would get money every hour, which that was just like a regular, it was never enough to play like a whole level once you got to a certain point, but that's what you would use to like actually play. And so I would kind of get limited if I didn't have enough money to play. Then I would have to wait for my money to recharge. So that was kind of, you know, controlling the use of the app, you know. It would be like, oh, I ran out of money, now I gotta like log out, do something else. Yeah, so it became a routine where every midnight, once that little extra bonus came in, I would collect that and I would get to play until I didn't have enough money to play. And I had the rule of, you know, if you're at 1 million coins in game, for example, if you could never go below 1 million. So if you had like 1,100,000, you weren't allowed to go past 1 million, but you could spend 100,000. Kind of like real saving, but anyway. And so yeah, so it would be midnight, but I'd start my gameplay, and then the second it got to like 1 million or whatever I had gotten to at that point, I would be like, okay, done for the night, go to sleep. But then, I think it was like the summer before college, or possibly, no, I think it was like the summer before college into my first year of college. I was like obsessed with Solitaire Grand Harvest. I was playing it all the time. I got up to, I think, $17 million or something like that in game. There were these weekly challenges on Solitaire Grand Harvest where you would have to complete missions, and then it would give you, you know, like elixir points or whatever. And then if you got to the end of the week, you would collect all of these, you know, rewards. Like it would give you money, it would give you power-ups for the game, stuff like that. Just a funny finding, because when I grabbed those pictures, literally the article that had those pictures is titled Solitaire Grand Harvest, a puzzle game with a casino economy. So it's not just me, I'm not the only victim. And so once they had those little challenges of like completing tasks for that, I was so invested because I wanted those rewards so bad, and they were really good rewards. It's got to a point where I got to the end of the little challenge, and then there's kind of this like infinite chest that you just keep completing more goals or whatever, more challenges, and then that chest just keeps giving you things. They had a paywall where there were 2 different options for what you could get. There was, you know, just the regular, like if you're regularly playing the game for free, these were the gifts you could get. But if you were paying for like a premium version of the challenge or something, you could get a top row, which had like better prizes than the bottom row. So it got to a point where I got to the end of the thing and I was at the chest and I was like, you know, I'm a little low on money. It's only $10 in real life to pay to get those top prizes for the week. And also at the time of my first purchase, keep in mind, I thought that it was like if you made the purchase for the top row, you would make that purchase one time and then never again, like every other week that there was a new challenge, you would also get the top row. I didn't realize it was like a one-time purchase for just the top row of that week. So I paid the $10. And that was where it delved into darker territory. So yeah, once I had the access to those like amazing prizes with like all the money and all the power-ups, I was addicted, and I just like needed the rush of getting those power-ups. I would be like manically playing a bunch of levels so I could complete the challenges for the weekly challenges, for the weekly whatever. Because I was going so crazy trying to get those weekly challenges completed, I was paying for the levels, you know, the in-game currency for the levels, and so I would end up not doing what I used to do, where like if I was at 1 million, I wouldn't drop below 1 million. I would pass 1 million, I'd be like, well, I'll gain it back. Literally, just a gambling addiction, but in Solitaire Grand Harvest. And I'm not even kidding with that. I'd be like, yeah, like, you know, I'm gonna hit big, I'm gonna win at some point, and I'm gonna regain that money back. Except then I wouldn't really regain the money back, but then once I finished all the challenges, then I would pay the real life $10 for the extra prizes, and then I would actually regain the money that I had lost to get those prizes. So by the end of it, not that I did it so many times, but I did spend like over $100 on this like app, like real American money. So that was like a problem. I kind of knew it was a problem, but I was like, oh, like I don't do it that often, until I checked the transaction history. I was like, I've done this way more than like twice. But yeah, and it got to such a point. I was doing that, I was spending all the money, I was going below my in-game morals. I was playing Solitaire Grand Harvest during class, before class, after class. I would be playing Solitaire Grand Harvest literally when I was talking to my friend. I'd be playing Solitaire as I was talking to them. I would go to bed, I would dream about Solitaire Grand Harvest. Literally, I would wake up and I'd be like, oh yeah, the app screen. That was my dream. I was just playing Solitaire Grand Harvest in my dream. I was also getting insomnia because before I fell asleep, I was seeing the cards moving in my head, kind of like Anya Taylor-Joy in The Queen's Gambit. Like I was seeing the cards play in my head. I was like mentally being like, oh, like use the ace there, use the king there. And so that would also keep me from going to sleep because literally my brain wouldn't shut up because just the cards were moving. It was so unhealthy. It was all I could think about. I was not being present in the moment. I was spending real life money on this random app. I was not sleeping because of this app. I would literally stay up until like 3 a.m. just playing this app for like 3 hours straight. But yeah, it wasn't until I was with my friend Toby and we were talking and I was literally playing Solitaire Grand Harvest as I was talking to him. We kind of like, I don't remember who said it first, but we were like, I think I might actually have a problem. And he was like, if I see you playing Solitaire on your phone again, I will take your phone away. And so yeah, and then from there, I literally had to detox. 12-step program it. I wasn't allowed to go on Solitaire for like a week. From that week, I was able to build up a little bit of a tolerance to not playing it. And then finally it like spaced out. Like I would play it every other week or so, maybe like once or twice. But because I had cut the consistency and the routine that I was doing it at, I think that really like saved me. So yeah, I am officially over a year clean from Solitaire Grand Harvest. I know. Thank you. It truly was, like looking back, it was in fact just a gambling addiction, but in the form of this random Solitaire app. Like it's not even like I was making real money. I was spending real money, I wasn't making real money. At least gamblers sometimes make money back. But yeah, and I thankfully have not been addicted to a game like that in a good while. The closest I came to it was, I was doing the Washington Post crossword every day, but at least that's like a very limited, like one time per day, drops at midnight. I would just do that right at midnight. Once I finished the crossword, out to bed. I think that's a lot healthier. Replaces the need for something to stimulate my brain at midnight without keeping me up for so many hours. And even then, I've kind of stopped doing the crossword too. Well, there was a period of time where it wasn't just the crossword, it was also like Wordle, Connections, like all the New York Times games, and then also like all these variations of Wordle. I would do like every single one of them after midnight. But even then, I'd still be asleep by like 1:30. So much better than Solitaire. And now I basically just do a little word game, not even the crossword. I do a little like Squirtle, like a movie game too. And then I go to bed by like 12:30 at the latest. Sometimes I go to bed right at 12 because some of them I just like wait until the next day. But yeah, I guess since I'm a corporate girl now, I wake up at 7 like every day. So out of character for me. That kind of just got rid of my time to even be addicted to any games. I guess the lesson of the video is that capitalism sucks, but sometimes it cures you of a solitaire addiction. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nivea. Please subscribe, like, comment. I love comments the most, just saying. Thank you again for any of my new subscribers. Sorry that nobody wanted to watch the Iceland vlog. In my defense, it was 2 years late, and I really didn't want to spend a lot of time editing it or voiceovering it or anything. So it's just the clips. But you know, I think it's relaxing. It could be an ASMR if you want. But yeah, let me know if you have any video requests. I just really like positive feedback. Like, don't be mean to me, please. Just compliment me. I'm just a girl who is uploading to YouTube as if I'm gonna be an influencer. Sue me. Sabrina Carpenter reference. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know how to end videos. Bye.